I've been seeing these Kindle cases all over Pinterest and we decided to make some. This is a super beginner-friendly project. All you need are some basic supplies, a sewing machine, and you can just make one for yourself. The size is really customizable for either your iPad, your Kindle, or even your books. We decided to do a button closure with an elastic, so it's super easy to do, and let's get started. So for the materials, you're going to need 2 pieces of lining fabric. You're going to need 2 pieces of outer fabric, and these fabric pieces are 7.5 by 5.5 inches, but you could also, depending on the device that you have, you can also measure to that device just about 1/2 inch around each side. You're going to need your thread. This is the WonderFil Fruitti thread in the 12 weight. You're going to need buttons. These are the buttons that we're going to use today. A small piece of elastic. You're going to need some pins to pin all your fabrics together, and you can also use clips. We're also going to use the WonderFil Stitch Enhancer. This will help stabilize the fabric. So this is a fusible material to reduce puckering, and it adds more structure to your project. And you will need some shears. So this fabric is not super thick. We want to stabilize this fabric. So we're gonna grab this, and you wanna make sure that the rough side is towards the wrong side of the fabric. You do not wanna iron on the rough side or it will get stuck to your iron. And then you just wanna give it a good press. Okay, so this is now stuck onto our fabric, and you can see that it looks very smooth, and it just adds some more structure and thickness to this fabric. And you're going to do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so now we're going to attach our fabrics together. We're going to do the outer linings together and the inner linings together. You can either use pins or clips to do that. Alright, so now you're going to do a straight stitch all the way around. I'm using a 3/8 seam allowance for this, and you want to make sure you're backstitching at the beginning and end. So this is what it's looking like now. We left this gap open right here, so we're now going to turn it right sides out. Alright, we have turned it right sides out, and this is what it looks like. You can see this is where our elastic tab is, perfectly in place. And then the other side still has that little gap opening that we haven't sewn yet. So this is the lining side, and now we're going to push it in to the outer fabric, and this makes your pouch. And just make sure that it is all the way down in the corners so that it's just more flush. And now we're gonna give it a good press so that everything's nice and smooth. And our next step is we are going to sew this closed, and we're just gonna actually top stitch all the way around so that it gives like a more clean, sleek look, and also secures all the top edges. So we have the Wonder needle for hand embroidery. We're going to use this to hand sew our button onto our pouch. And I'm just using the same thread that I used for the sewing machine. This is the WonderFil Fruitti thread. And then you just want to loop it through the button a couple times just until it's secure, and then you want to tie it off. Okay, so now we have our finished pouch, and you can have your button. Just grab the elastic, fold it over around the button, and that will secure everything closed. And it's nice and secure. And I'm using this for the basic model of my Kindle, so it fits very perfectly. But again, the size of your sleeve can be very customizable. You can make it extra loose, you can make it bigger depending on whatever model e-reader you have, and you can also make this for your iPad, for your books. It'd be the exact same pattern, but just adjust the size. And that is how you make the Kindle pouch.
Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more great tips, tricks, and tutorials. You can also sign up for our weekly newsletter to get the first look at free projects, sewing tips, and inspiring tutorials delivered right to your inbox. Check out the description box below to sign up, as well as find a list of stores and retailers that you can purchase WonderFil threads from in your country.